the main political forces, the main lines of political forces that we see unfolding are opposing the current government and, well, with mainly figures. So Nikol Pashinyan, the current acting prime minister, and Robert Kocharyan, who has allied himself with the Armenian Revolutionary Federation, Papazian. So those two are the main competitors in the upcoming election. And I would have added, unfortunately, those two are the main competitors, because so far a third credible alternative, a third voice, or a different choice has not been able to crystallize for objective reasons, because really the opposition lines are so strongly dividing Armenian society, and the crisis has been so huge. The psychological and real sovereignty crisis that Armenia has been confronted to since November 2020 is impacting so many areas that this election isn't anything but normal. So for that reason, we are in sort of not artificial opposition between Nikol Pashinyan and Robert Kocharyan, but to a certain extent, yes, because if these two enter parliament with their party or with their coalition, it is doubtful that this election will actually be able to resolve the issues that I have underlined in answer to question 1. And it is not impossible that a deepening of the current crisis will happen after these elections if this scenario keeps developing. So with Kocharyan on the one hand, Pashinyan on the other. And anyway, as external actors are concerned, and mainly here Russia, and second, mainly Azerbaijan, it's almost the same, because if Pashinyan wins, then Armenia will have a very, either a false majority or a weak coalition, and still will not be able to, regain some sort of leverage or maneuverability in foreign policy issues. And if Kocharyan wins, then even better, because, Kocharyan is an objective ally of Russia. They have objective interests, economic, administrative, political, ideological interests converging. So, I mean, even better. Again, once more, if we take it from the position of the average citizen, none of these two choices is really a choice. It will be a by default choice. On May 12th, there has been an incursion of Azerbaijani armed forces on the territory of on the sovereign territory of the Republic of Armenia, so at 3 border points. And this has created another crisis. So Armenia is going from one crisis to another crisis since November, and we're just, hoping, but doubtfully hoping, that the election will provide some sort of exit, as I was saying. And so the response of Armenia has been to ask for Russia and for the CSTO to provide diplomatic advice and interference. Okay, so not military assistance per se, but diplomatic so far. However, the response has been very ambiguous and certainly not up to the expectations, neither of the citizens nor of the authorities, even though they would probably say otherwise, because Russia and the CSTO have, well, first, certainly not rushed to answer. And second, when they have finally answered, they said that they will provide mediation between Armenia and Azerbaijan to settle border issues. So actually never, saying that, well, infringement on the territorial integrity of Armenia is not acceptable. And, that should receive a firm and unequivocal reaction from countries that are supposed to be Armenia's strategic partners, strategic allies. So that will add up another layer of something I have personally observed during my last field trip, which is a defiance of Armenian citizens towards Russia. On the one hand, these people understand very well that Russia is the unavoidable and very much necessary partner of Armenia and that they need the alliance with Russia. On the other hand, they are very defiant on the honesty, the transparency, and the extent to which this alliance will really help hold to its promises and engagements on the day when it is necessary. And the Sunni crisis is just showing that. So making the alliance even more, shaky. However, Armenia has no option for the moment. And even though we have seen that a number of external countries have sort of yielded a hand and actually, at least verbally, they have taken a firmer stance than even Russia as to the territorial integrity of Armenia. France, for example. Armenia, at the moment, cannot openly accept those or even, articulate a clear message as to how to answer to these proposals, which doesn't mean that they won't do it, that Armenia will not do it, but what we understand is that at the moment, Russia, Azerbaijan, and to a certain extent Armenia have engaged in the resolution of the border issues. And they have engaged it in a very speedy manner and not good, reliable, not a manner that will respond, for example, to grave concerns of human security for the people living in the areas under concern at the border between Armenia and Azerbaijan. And every day, these people suffer gross human rights violations because of what is happening since May 12, at least. We could go back in time, but I won't do it right now. So this is a tremendous problem. And if no viable coalition gets out of the pool of June 20, that tremendous concern will not be solved in a normal way for Armenia, making problems even further. The national security crisis that has been unfolding in the Sunni region, and not only at the three contact points on the border between Armenia and Azerbaijan since May 12, may even go as far as to threaten the viability of an election. And it's not completely excluded that if the situation is not resolved normally, or if it just drags on, there might be a resort to a martial law of some sort, or a crisis of such magnitude that the elections won't take place at all.